So, another day after midnight, and doing this update. And it's December, as you know, and I have my 70s polo on. I really like this shirt. It's not the most flattering one, but I really like it, except that you can see the pattern of my bra very clearly in it. But except that, I really like it. It's really comfy to have, and especially now when it's getting a little bit colder, it's nice to have something that's a little bit warmer. For those days, and I have this 70 look overall, I think, today. Anyway, it's December, and next week on Thursday, it's the 13th of December, and in Sweden we celebrate Lucia then. And as you might know, Lucia is a saint, a Catholic saint, but we do celebrate her in Sweden too, even though we are traditional Protestants. And Swedish church is not the same as like American Protestants, for example. Definitely not. Very far from it. Even though it's the same church. That is really, really confusing. We are supposed to be the same church and, you know, be the same, but we are opposites in many ways. Just one point that out, some people think we are this like Bible following people who says that gay people should die and things like that. We're not like that at all. Anyway, we celebrate Lucia, and we have done that since I think it's about 700 years now, something like that in Sweden. The first time I think it was about 700 years ago. So it's quite old tradition, and what we celebrate is her empathy and her good work, you know, with the refugees and helping people who are hiding and people in despair and so on. And it's a really important tradition in Sweden. We dress up as Lucia, the kids does, and some adults do, and we go around to places like prisons, or see people, elderly people, or people in, you know, boring situation, militaries, and sick people in the hospitals and so on. We teach, you know, small kids in school to do this, and when you're like 9 or 10 or 12 or something like that, you go around every Lucia to these people, and you bring gifts like saffron buns and gingerbreads and things like that, and sing for people to, you know, to make it feel a little bit easier in the spirit of Lucia. So it's very, it's not so much religion in it, it's more about compassion and being a nice person and caring for you, other people and so on. And it's really huge thing in Sweden, Lucia. And every daycare center and every preschool, we don't have daycare centers anymore, the preschools, but when I was little we had daycare centers. But in every preschool, every school, we have those Lucia celebrations. And traditionally, Lucia, the person who's Lucia is a girl who's blonde and white and look very Scandinavian. Which is quite odd because Lucia came from Italy, so I don't really know how they would mix that. But anyway, that is traditionally. And this has changed over the years, as everything else does. And nobody is, you know, making eyes if you see a black girl being Lucia, or somebody from Asia, or even, you know, I've seen girls with hijabs and having this Lucia crown with candles on top, and so on. It's really nice when we can mix religions and see, you know, the good parts in it and so on, I think. And also, it's quite common that boys want to be Lucia too, and I didn't think that would be controversial in 2016. But we have this big company called Alliance, which is one of my favorite companies when it comes to children's clothes, and they earlier this year, I think it was last year maybe, they stopped selling girls and boys clothes. They started selling children's clothes, and which I think is really good thing. Why should you divide it? Now everything is like mixed, but after a size, and that's much better because it's much easier to find what you're looking for that way. But this year they had in the commercial ad for the clothes for Lucia, they had this child, an African child, which you can't really tell from the picture if it's a boy or girl. Now I know it's a boy, but it's impossible to tell, and that is the point with the picture, that this could be like anybody who wants to be Lucia, and the kid is like 9-10 years old, and there has been so much hate against this poor kid. There have been so awful comments and people behaving, I don't know, I have no words for it. I'm shocked because I didn't think that would happen in Sweden in 2016. I mean, we have a lot of other commercials with theoretical couples and people of different religions, different colors. We have a lot of same-sex couples in the commercials and so on, and nobody reacts to it. We haven't done for years. Nobody cares, Especially IKEA, I have a lot of this, and also, like, I mean, H&M, this huge clothes company, they have girls without, who have non-shaved armpits and hairy legs in their commercials and things like that, and girls with curves and a little bit more fat on the belly and things like that, and that is not controversial anymore. It's normal. Yeah, and which I think is really good. So I was really shocked about this, and I think a lot of other people were. A lot of people have been very, very positive towards this ad also. I think many more people have been positive than negative, but still been so much awful comments and so much hate against this little child that the child's family asked the company to remove the ad, and they did, sadly. And it makes me sad. It makes me really sad. And it shouldn't be the memory of this kid should have to have from this commercial ad. It should be something fun to be on ad for a huge company and so on. But on the other hand, a lot of celebrities, mostly men, has started to post picture on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and so on of themselves dressed up as Lucia, and like everybody does it, like musicians and sportsmen and politicians and yeah, anyone. And I think it's great that so many people are standing behind this little kid, because it shouldn't be this way, and it's especially shouldn't be like this around this time of the year when we really do focus on the positive power we have as a human being and caring for each other and so on. It's really absurd, I think. So yeah. So that's on my mind today, and tomorrow is Wednesday, and I'm gonna work late. I don't want to, but I have to. And or I have accepted to. I'm so stupid sometimes. I shouldn't stop saying yes to things. I should say no, I can't, and then almost never do that. I'm too kind to people. Sometimes, at least, quite often. I've been criticized for that a lot. I think the funny thing is that one person criticized me the most for being too kind to people is the person who called me, which means that I'm so evil and manipulative and awful. I was like, it doesn't match. But who knows what's going on in this man. Anyway, that's everything for today, and I hope you all having a very nice day. Oh, one more thing. As you know, I love statistics, and I have noticed that somebody in